Download this code and get free GPT-4o from codegive.com, link in the description below. Java RMI, Remote Method Invocation, allows Java programs to invoke methods on an object located in another Java virtual machine, JVM. However, during the setup of RMI, you may encounter a connection refused error. This tutorial aims to guide you through understanding, troubleshooting, and resolving this issue with a code example. Understanding the connection refused error. The connection refused error generally indicates that the RMI client is trying to connect to an RMI server but is unable to do so. This can happen due to various reasons. One server not running, the RMI server may not be started or may have crashed. 2. Incorrect port, the client may be trying to connect to the wrong port. 3. Firewall issues, a firewall may be blocking the connection on the server. 4. Network issues, the server's hostname/IP address might be incorrect. 5. Binding issues, the RMI server may not be correctly bound to the RMI registry. Setting up a simple RMI example. Let's create a simple RMI example consisting of a server and a client that will demonstrate how to set up RMI and address potential connection refused issues. Step 1, create the remote interface. The remote interface defines the methods that can be called remotely. Step 2, implement the remote interface. Next, implement the remote interface. Step 3, create the RMI server. Now, create the RMI server that binds the remote object to the RMI registry. Step 4, create the RMI client. Finally, create the RMI client that looks up the remote object and invokes its method. Running the example. 1. Start the RMI server. Compile the classes. Run the server. 2. Start the RMI client. In a new terminal, run the client. Troubleshooting connection refused issues. If you encounter a connection refused error while running the client, consider the following steps. 1. Check if the server is running, ensure that the RMI server is running and hasn't crashed. 2. Verify the port, ensure that the client is connecting to the correct port, default is 1099. 3. Firewall settings, check for any firewall settings that might block the RMI port. 4. Networking, if running on different machines, ensure that the hostname/IP is correct. 5. RMI registry, ensure that the RMI registry is up and that the remote object is correctly registered. Conclusion. This tutorial provided a simple example of setting up a Java RMI connection between a client and a server, along with common troubleshooting steps for the connection refused error. By following these steps, you should be able to establish a successful RMI connection and troubleshoot issues effectively.